All right, well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to 2024 Spirit of HCU. To my fellow alumni and our friends of alumni, our Huskies at heart, thank you for being here today. My name is JJ Worthen. I'm class of 2006, and I'm chair of our Alumni Advisory Board. I'm so glad to see everybody here today on a beautiful homecoming day. I mean, 75 and sunny on homecoming, it's amazing. So I'm excited you guys are here on campus for homecoming and look forward to celebrating so many outstanding accomplishments that Dr. Sloan will be presenting today. But as we continue, I'd like to invite my fellow board member, Dr. Stacy Frenchwood, who is the chair of our awards committee that selected our outstanding alumni awards and our recipients that will be honored today. So please join me in helping me welcome Dr. Stacy Frenchwood.
Good morning, everyone. Before we get started, we're going to take a minute to bless the food that's both still on your plate and some of it that's in your tummy. So if you pause for a moment and join me in a word of prayer. Heavenly Father, we come before you with grateful hearts, thankful for this moment of gathering and celebration. We thank you for the blessings of food and fellowship that bring us together. And we ask that you sanctify this meal, nourishing our bodies and strengthening our spirits, so that we may serve you and our community with grace and purpose. Today we celebrate the outstanding achievements of the HCU alumni recipients. Lord, we are deeply grateful for their unwavering dedication, their impact on their fields, and the positive difference they make in the world. May your wisdom and guidance continue to be a light in their paths, inspiring them to further greatness and empowering them to serve others with compassion and integrity. We also lift up President Dr. Robert Sloan and First Lady Sue Sloan. We ask that you bless them abundantly as they lead with vision and care. Surround them with your love, grant them wisdom in their stewardship, and bless the work of their hands as they continue to guide the university community with faith and strength. Lord, may this evening be filled with joy, unity, and the spirit of celebration. Be present among us, guiding every conversation and moment, and may your blessing remain with each one gathered here. In your holy name we pray, amen. I now have the pleasure of introducing the president of Houston Christian University, Dr. Robert Sloan. He and his incredible wife, First Lady Sue Sloan, came to HCU in 2006. How can that be over 18 years ago? It's amazing all that has happened under Dr. Sloan's leadership. An honors college was formed. We began awarding doctoral degrees, of which I have one. We have an engineering degree, and did you notice the final phase of construction on the new Morris Center for Law and Liberty Complex when you entered our front entrance? And I know for many of my fellow alumni, it's still hard to believe we are going to a football game as part of our homecoming, and our athletes participate in Division I of NCAA. Lots to be proud of, Huskies, and so much of it we owe to the amazing leadership of our president, Dr. Sloan. Please join me in welcoming him to the podium.
Well, we do have a lot to be thankful for as a university, and it's amazing what the Lord has enabled us to do over the last several years particularly. All of us, though, and as you know particularly on an occasion like this, all of us stand on the shoulders of the people who've gone before us. I was able to talk with Marsha Eckermann, some of her family members today, and we talked about Dr. Hodo and Sadie and what they have meant to this university. Last night, someone mentioned to me Dr. Hinton and what he had meant to that person's life. We all stand on the shoulders of faculty and staff who've gone before us, coaches, all those who've helped us and enabled us and prepared us to be the kind of people that we are today. So we have so much to be thankful for. And on an occasion like this, that's really what we celebrate. We celebrate the years that have gone by, but it's not just the passing of the years. It's the people who have influenced us, who have shaped us, and have made us the kind of people that we believe the Lord wants us to be. That's the great opportunity that our coaches, our teachers, our faculty and staff have today to continue to retain, even though we have a new name that's a couple of years old now, even though it's the third name in our history, from Houston Baptist College, Houston Baptist University, Houston Christian University. We still have the same foundational principles that guide us and keep us. We are committed to the Lordship of Jesus Christ. We are committed to being the kind of people who give expression to that Lordship in all the disciplines and all the vocations and all the activities that we carry on and do throughout our lives. So thank you so much for being here, and thank you for allowing us just to reflect and give the Lord thanks for the things that have gone before us, and to honor some people today who've achieved a great deal in their lives, whether athletes or professors or business people or leaders of nonprofit organizations, people who have represented HCU so well and represented the Lord so well in the world. We do have a lot to be thankful for. Just in recent days, we celebrated the largest enrollment in our history. We had one of the largest freshman classes in our history. We grew in our online programming, and of course we retained students. We had students who came back. We measure what we call retention numbers every year, in fact every semester. And so we are celebrating the largest class, 4,276 students in the university's history. We have grown a lot in that, yes. We're happy to say that with the August commencement, HCU will now claim almost 27,000 graduates of the university. And of course, there are others who are former students who did not necessarily graduate, but we've had a tremendous influence in the world, and our graduation classes grow every year. Now we can easily see that with all the various graduation ceremonies that we have in a year, that we'll add about 1,000 per year, and of course even that number will continue to grow on a compounding basis as we continue to grow as a university. So we're very thankful for the influence that the university has. We have, as I mentioned, had a name change, and that's really helped us a lot. We've had a lot more attention from foundations. We've had donors across the city. We've had others who have said that for whatever reason, that it seems that name change has resonated well. It gave us a great excuse for having a major branding campaign. We had to let people know that our name had changed, so we had a major branding campaign, and that has gone wonderfully well. We just are enjoying a lot of new attention and visibility in the city, and are very thankful for that. We have something like 160 different academic programs now. We have something in the 80s at the undergraduate level, academic programs. We have about 70 master's degree programs, and we have 6 doctoral programs. So it's 180 different academic programs that you can take to completion here at the university, which makes us a national comprehensive university. That was one of the ambitions that we had in the first 12-year vision of the university that started in 2008 and ran through 2020, and that goal was achieved. But along with a lot of other things, for example, one of the things that was not in that 12-year vision was the establishing of a school of engineering. But in the providence of God, the opportunity came along, the right leadership came along at the right time. We had some lay people and some advisory board members, and then of course we found Dr. Stan Napper to be our first dean. All of these things came together, and 6 or 7 years ago, we had 0 students in an engineering program. Today we have over 360 engineering students in cyber engineering, computer engineering, electrical engineering, and it's really a wonderful thing. We've had tremendous support in that area, and we expect to see that number grow dramatically again this next year. We've been challenged by a close friend at the university to double the entering class. This year's entering class in engineering doubled last year's entering class in engineering. That includes freshmen and transfers. And this friend of the university has challenged us to double that number again for the next year. So we will see, but we are very excited about the opportunity. As mentioned already, Founders Hall 2, which is part of the Morris Family Center for Law and Liberty, that is soon to be completed. That'll be completed in the spring semester of this coming year. We also are pleased to have to be able to say that that we're going to complete, we're going to complete the fundraising, but start the building and construction of the Science, Engineering, and Nursing building. It's an amazing achievement. You're going to see in just a minute, I'm going to show you a brief video for this new facility, but it's going to have a transformative effect on the university. We've had tremendous people, tremendous faculty and staff throughout our history. I always think of Joyce Fan on occasions like this, the great influence that Dr. Fan had on students, giving many of them a second chance to make it into med school. All across the city, there are doctors, some of them retirement age and some of them a bit younger, who would tell you that they owe their career, humanly speaking, to Joyce Fan and what she did for them at Houston Baptist College, Houston Baptist University in those days. So we've had tremendous faculty and staff in pre-med programs, pre-professional healthcare programs for many years. And now we will have, finally, facilities, I think, to match the excellence of our faculty and staff and to provide the kinds of facilities and laboratories that our students need. So it's very exciting. This building will be something like 72,000 square feet of new space. It will provide laboratories for engineering, for nursing, and for science. And it will house the Linda Dunham, newly named Linda Dunham School of Nursing. Archie and Linda Dunham have been very generous also in the building of this new facility. And they have, in appreciation for that, we're going to name a portion of it the Dunham Family Nursing Center and the Linda Dunham School of Nursing. The single greatest gift in the history of the university has come from Jim and Sherry Smith. And so this entire new building that I want you to take a look at right now is going to be called the Smith Engineering, Nursing, and Science Building. So take a look at this video right now, and it's very brief, but you'll be encouraged and excited, I think, about what you see.
The Smith Engineering, Science, and Nursing Building is being planned and constructed thanks to the generosity of Sherry and Jim Smith, who gave a $20 million lead gift, the largest single gift in HCU's history. The building's exterior is composed of brick, limestone, metal panels, and glass that provides visibility into the building's interior. Visitors are greeted with an open view of a 2-story lobby with an arching staircase that leads to faculty and student lounges and labs on the second floor. The building is 3 stories with 71,000 square feet. The first level is for engineering students and 2 engineering and computer science labs, an electronic circuits and power lab, and an engineering project space. The second level is for nursing, with 2 hospital-like nursing skills labs, 2 seminar rooms outfitted for undergraduate research, and plenty of collaborative space for learning outside of the classroom. The third level is for science, with several modern labs for chemistry, biology, and spaces with advanced instruments and experimental stations for juniors and seniors. A groundbreaking is planned for the new Smith Engineering, Science, and Nursing building in spring 2025, with the opening planned for fall 2026 here at Houston Christian University, a higher education.
You can see why we're so excited about the building. It's beautiful from every side. It's the kind of building that, because of its location, it can't have just kind of a front door and a shabby back door. So it's very beautiful from every side and from every angle, and we're very excited about it. Groundbreaking, again, as you just heard in the video, will be this coming spring, 2025, and it's scheduled for completion. Construction will begin. Pray for us for more parking. We've got to get that figured out. Fortunately, we have a parking consultant who's at work already with us to make sure we have adequate parking around the university. It's a good problem to have, but it is a problem that we've got to face up to. Scheduled for classes in the fall of 2026. So a lot is going on. So congratulations to all of you. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for participating in these great days at the university. We've had athletic events. I didn't even want to try to count up the number of athletic events that we have going on today. Of course, we think about the football game, but we've had participation in almost every sport, it seems like, across the university in these last several days. So it's a very exciting time for us. Thank you for being here at homecoming for Houston Christian University. God bless you.
Thank you, Dr. Sloan. If we have not yet met me, I am Paola Elias. I'm the Assistant Director of Alumni and University Relations here at HCU, and I'm also a proud graduate of the class of 2023. I now have the opportunity to kick off the award portions of this program. At homecoming in 1997, the HCU Walk of Honor was unveiled in the Bettis Quadrangle of the Brown Academic Center. Over the past 27 years, we have continued to engrave tiles for those who have distinguished themselves as supporters of HCU, whether as students, alumni, faculty, staff, or friends of the university. A quick note to all of you wanting to memorize these moments with our photos: our university photographer is here today, and a link to all your photos will be sent via email. And for those of you receiving an award today, please feel free to walk through the Bettis Quadrangle in the Brown Academic Complex today and look for your tile at the end by Denham Hall, or as earlier alum know it, the TV studio. I'd like to ask Dr. Sloan to join me for the presentations of these recognitions. In October, we celebrated Family Weekend, and during that time, we recognized an outstanding HCU alumni family, the Maddox family. Jennifer Maddox from the class of 1999 is here representing the family today. Brenda Hodges Maddox from the class of 1969, and Damon from the classes of 2000 and 2003, MBA, could not join us today. Our families of the year are always added to the Walk of Honor. Jennifer, please come forward and receive your replica tile. I have the privilege of recognizing my colleagues who are the recipients of the Mayfield Outstanding Staff Award and the Opal Goolsby Outstanding Teaching Award. While they received their award in the spring, we want to commemorate this day as their induction in the HCU Walk of Honor. We'd like them to come forward and receive a replica tile gift from the Office of Alumni Relations. Named in honor of the Opal Goolsby, a legendary faculty member who taught English and French at Houston Baptist College, this previous award was created to recognize the best teaching of the HCU campus. The university's 2023 and 2024 Opal Goolsby Outstanding Teaching Award was awarded this past spring to Dr. Mark Gauss, a professor of kinesiology, as shared by one of the nominators. He is a true educator who provides an amazing ability to connect with and instruct students along with the continuum. He is energetic, positive, and has an engaging teaching style. Dr. Gauss, please come forward to be recognized. Two deserving HCU staff members were named in 2023-2024 Mayfield Outstanding Staff Award recipients. Named in honor of Dr. Ray V. Mayfield, Sir, and his son, Dr. Ray V. Mayfield Jr., the prestigious award is presented annually to one male and one female staff member with a record of outstanding job performances and service to the university and the community. This year's recipients are the alumna Brenda Woods, Administrative Assistant to the Provost, and Larry Blakely, Manager of Maintenance and Operations. Brenda joined the HCU staff in 1996, and in her nominations for this award was commended for her loyalty and positive work ethic and spirit. Larry, who began working at HCU in 2014, was commended for the dedication and commitment for going above and beyond the call of duty and working after hours to ensure the campus is always ready for students, faculty, and staff. Larry cannot join us today, but Brenda, please come forward to be recognized. Now, I'd like to welcome to the podium Celine Kayla, class of 1984. If you haven't been at HCU for any portion of the past almost 5 decades, you know Celine. He's been a bit of an HCU legend, but also an associate university minister, and will present our most recent graduates with the President's Award and Mr. and Miss HCU as a recognition of their induction in the Walk of Honor.
Thank you, thank you. God is good, amen. As you can see, Houston Christian University, but underneath I'm vintage, HBU Huskies, so you know. Well, during our honors convocation in May of 2024, these students, now alumni, were presented the coveted President's Award for their outstanding contributions as students. With final selection made by the President, the Student Life Advisory Committee makes recommendations based on academic excellence, extracurricular participation, and demonstration of leadership. We're so pleased the following could be here today to be recognized. As I call each name, please come forward and then step over to the side on the risers for a group photo with Dr. Sloan. He will join when the last name is called. First up is Emily Banda. Yeah. Emily. Janet Okoroji. Is Janet here? Oh, hey, Janet. Andrea Ramirez. Mark Coggins. Salim Kayla II. That's my son. And Dan Reteran, is he here? Oh, everybody's on this side. Let's give one more round of applause for these outstanding young alumni. Oh, not able to be here today were Josiah Carr, Luke Horner, Abigail Jones, and Johanna Josie. Next, oh yeah, you can give them a hand. Praise God. Next, I'd like to recognize our Mr. and Miss HCU of 2024. These titles are the highest honor awarded to 2 seniors by the HCU community as a whole, students, faculty, and staff. They epitomize the ideal HCU student in character, service, spiritual life, leadership, and scholarship. Mr. HCU for 2024, Rainier Perez. And Miss HCU for 2024, Emily Banda. Now I'd like to welcome to my colleague from athletics, Stephen Key, Savvy, HCU Athletics Director of Media Relations. Please come forward to recognize our inductees into the Athletics Hall of Honor. Let's give them a hand, please. Come on, bro.
All right, our next inductees of the Walk of Honor are alumni athletes and coaches today, who with this induction make them members of HCU's Athletic Hall of Honor. The Hall of Honor was established in 1997 to celebrate former student athletes, coaches, and administrators for their achievements and contributions in athletics. The purpose of the Hall of Honor is not only to showcase and highlight those individuals who have shown excellence within the HCU athletics program, but to recognize their continued efforts to demonstrate the lessons learned from HCU. On your table is a special printed piece that highlights the past achievements of each of these being inducted today. Interestingly enough, all this year's inductees overlapped in their time here at HCU, same time frame, coaching and playing. Assisting Dr. Sloan will be Steve Maniaci, our athletics director. As each name is called, we would ask that you would come to receive your award, pause for a photo with Steve and Dr. Sloan, and then move to the risers. Well, you'll get a group photo at the end. We'll start with the 3 inductees that couldn't be here today, and then move on to the 4 that are with us. Our first inductee is Andre Walker. He was a 4-year letterman for the Huskies football team from 2016 to 2019. The defensive end from Slidell, Louisiana, appeared in all 45 games during his career, starting every game over his last 3 seasons. He was a 2-time All-Southland Conference selection, and as a senior, he led the FCS in sacks with 15 and was named an AFCA first-team All-American. He's the all-time leader in sacks for the Huskies with 26.5 and still ranks 7th in tackles. He was a 2-time Commissioner's Honor Roll recipient and a 3-time Southland Academic All-Conference honoree, Andre Walker. Our second inductee is Kristen O'Brien. She played for the women's soccer team from 2013 to 2016. A defender from Eden Prairie, Minnesota, she was part of a strong 4-year run that saw the Huskies win 35 games, capture 2 Southland Conference championships, and advance to 2 NCAA regionals. During her final 3 seasons, HCU won 10 games each year. She was a second-team All-Southland selection in 2014 and a 4-time Commissioner's Honor Roll recipient and earned conference All-Academic honors in 2016. She missed just 1 game in her 4 years here and finished as the all-time leader in minutes played and 8th in games played in her career. Kristen O'Brien. Our final inductee that couldn't be here today is Coach Misty Jones. Misty restarted the women's soccer program here in 2006 and coached for the next 15 years. She helped the school transition from the NAIA to Division I, led the Huskies to a title in the Great West in their 2nd season in that conference, and then they won 2 Southland Conference titles in 2014 and 2016, and one of the players on her team was Kristen O'Brien, who was just inducted a few seconds ago. She had 43 players earn all conference accolades during her career, and she is the all-time winningest coach in school history with 126 victories. Her teams not only excelled on the pitch, but in the classroom as well. She had 35 student athletes earn academic all-conference honors in her time here. Coach Misty Jones. Now to our 4 inductees who are here. First, from women's golf, Lexi Brooks. Lexi played for 4 years on the links for Coach David Schuster. The Kingwood native was a 4-time All-Southland Conference honoree, and in 2017, she was the Southland Conference individual champion. She was a 3-time academic all-conference selection and was the Southland Conference Student Athlete of the Year in 2017. She registered 10 outings in her career with shooting 70 or below, including carding a 67 in 2015. She helped the Huskies to back-to-back Southland team titles and NCAA regional appearances in 2017 and 2018. Lexi Brooks. Also from women's golf, Katie Cummings Kent. Katie played at the same time that Lexi played under Coach Schuster. Hailing from Waco, she was a 4-time All-Southland Conference selection, and she was the 2018 Southland individual champion. She was an academic all-conference honoree in 18 and 19. Over her career, she posted 12 top 10 finishes, 17 top 5 finishes, and finished first 4 times. She helped the Huskies also with Lexi to back-to-back Southland titles and regional appearances in the NCAA. And in 2018, she was given the athletic department's highest female honor, the Jan Eads Award. She also served as an assistant coach here for 1 year under Coach Schuster. Katie Cummings Kent. Next up is Jessica Wooten Lasher. Jessica was a 4-time letter winner for the Huskies volleyball team from 13 to 17, and this is the second straight year for her to be inducted. She was inducted last year as part of the all-time winningest beach volleyball pair. Outside hitter from Humble, she finished her time in Sharp Gym second all-time with 1,467 kills, and she's 8th in digs, and she's one of just 5 players in school history in the program's 1,000 kill, 1,000 dig club. She was a 3-time All-Southland Conference selection and was named to the 2015 All-Tournament team after leading the Huskies to a runner-up finish. And she is right here with her beautiful daughter, London. Jessica Wooten Lasher. Finally, my colleague, David Schuster. David was tapped to restart the golf programs in 2006, and he served as the head coach for both the men and women until 2023, and now serves as the director of golf and head men's coach. Under his guidance, Schuster's men's teams won 2 Great West Conference titles and produced 17 all-conference players and 82 academic all-conference players. On the women's side, Schuster has guided the ladies to 4 straight Great West titles and 2 Southland Conference championships and 2 individual champions who were just inducted here earlier today. Schuster has been named Coach of the Year 8 different times in his tenure at HCU, leading his team to 8 conference titles and 12 top 3 conference finishes. David Schuster. Again, congratulations to all these deserving individuals. They join an incredibly distinguished group of Athletic Hall of Honor recipients. Now, if you would please welcome Candace back to the stage, please. Our Associate Vice President of Alumni, University Relations, and a bunch of other stuff that nobody really knows, right? All right.
Hi. I'm sorry, I was giving directions. I'm kind of bossy. So, welcome. I am so happy you're here today. Isn't it good to be home, alumni? It's always good to be home. I am so excited about all the things that have been happening here today. If you haven't gone to the pop-up market, it's open till 1:30 and it's in the Hinton Center. It's a lot of reverb. And then also we have extra food, so we don't want anyone leaving here hungry. Our final awards today are nominated by alumni, faculty, staff, and friends of the university. Can y'all hear that? Can y'all hear that? I'm sorry, it's the blonde. I'm distracted by the, is there a, okay, as long as y'all are good. And then they are selected by the Alumni Advisory Awards Committee, led by Dr. Stacy Frenchwood, who y'all met earlier. And she is our first alumni board member that is a doctoral alumni. So we love her. So after the Alumni Association Advisory Board had the distinct pleasure of calling each honoree this year and letting them know they had been nominated. So please also note on your table, there is a table tent. So if you know another great alumni, please use that to nominate them. We love to recognize our amazing alumni. So our Hallmark Award we give actually makes one of our incredible faculty, staff, and in special circumstances, a university friend, an honorary alumnus. I want to just take a moment to recognize our 2013 recipient, Dr. Stuart Morris. our university founding father, who we celebrated his 104th birthday last year at homecoming, and he went to be with Jesus this past March. There is not a place you can look on campus where his influence is not present. This very building, the Morris Cultural Arts Center, what an incredible legacy he left us. And you can still take a picture with him out these doors. We have a beautiful bronze statue, so you can go hang out with Dr. Morris for a couple minutes. Now, to honor our 24 recipients, our 2024, not 24 people, as Alumni Association Advisory Board's Chair, J.J. Worthen, is helping Dr. Sloan to present the awards. And I just want to thank our Alumni Board one more time. They're such a devoted group and are so instrumental in so many projects. Each of these recipients today are so distinguished in their own way. And I could go on for an hour about each one, but I won't. So you won't be listening to me forever. There's a video for each person. Our first award today is the Emma Key Faithful Servant Award, and is given to a student or recent graduate on our campus whose words, deeds, and demeanor exemplify the very spirit of the amazing young girl whose name it is named, Emma Claire Key. This remarkable 9-year-old daughter of alumni Sherry and Stephen Key exemplified Christ like service to others with a bold ability to evangelize. And I know my colleague Stephen, that was his daughter, it is his daughter. And she's with Jesus too, celebrating with Dr. Morse today. This year's recipient is Gabby Zacamitzin, who graduated in December 2023 with a BA in Medical Humanities. Gabby truly credits HCU with helping to make her faith personal. As an incredibly involved student, she had many opportunities to grow in her faith, but also minister to others. The Kaleo Discipleship and the Baptist Student Ministry Program gave her the opportunity to both receive and pour into others. Missions were at the heart of her service during her time as a student, participating in 2 beach reaching missions and another at Oregon State University. She was also a Go Now Christmas missionary to Mission, Texas with the Baptist General Convention of Texas. Gabby returned to HCU this summer to work in spiritual life as an intern during this academic year. Let's watch a video.
Gabby was a freshman. She was kind of quiet, spent a lot of time in her room and away from people, and was challenged by some folks to connect and invest, and to her reluctance, she did.
And I got plugged into the Baptist Student Ministry on campus. I got to know the Lord so deeply. Within my small group, got to see how different people walked with the Lord and how they looked so different. Their lives looked so different than mine. They were so joyful in the midst of the stress and the trials that they were facing, and I wanted my life to look like that.
It was awesome to watch her kind of connect with the BSM early on as a student. She jumped into small groups and then kind of jumped into our leadership training. And she always wanted to sing, and then at the end of her junior year, she decided to audition for Refuge and Focus, and she made the Focus band. And watching her grow as a member of Focus and challenge the band and leading on Thursday nights at the BSM Worship Night Oasis was incredible.
There was a mission trip I got to go on with HCU called Beach Reach, and I went a few years ago. And while I was there, I had the opportunity to share the gospel with some people that were from Mexico. And I grew up speaking Spanish, but biblical Spanish was something that I never had the opportunity to use. And so it was something that the Lord was really working on me and that I was trying so hard to learn. But while I was there, I had the opportunity to share the gospel with them and tell them about my faith in Spanish, in their native language. And it was something that was so special to me and truly sparked something in me to pursue cross-cultural ministry and to not be afraid to use the skills that I have and know to share the gospel with people.
We went to the Pacific Northwest January of 2023, and the Northwest, if you don't know, is one of the most unreached areas in the entire U.S. And to see students go up there and engage their peers on a different college campus, seeking to befriend them and to show the love of Jesus with a cup of coffee or just an engagement, and watching Gabby connect and interact with college students at another campus, another area where faith is not prevalent, and watching her love people and demonstrate the love of Christ too. It was really, really amazing.
To me, servant leadership is getting to serve other people like Christ loves us. We get to love them and share the love of Christ with them without expecting anything in return. We do it because we want them to experience the love of Christ, and we want the Lord to be glorified in the process.
The Hallmark Award is given to a member of our credible faculty or staff who not only gives so much to the current students, but an individual who also helps sustain a connection to our graduates long after they cross the stage. Additionally, each recipient becomes an honorary alumnus of the university. The 2024 Hallmark recipient is Dr. Avin Brownlee. This past academic year marked 50 years of service by Dr. Brownlee to HCU as a professor of biology in the College of Science and Engineering. What an accomplishment. And he's done it with excellence. Dr. Brownlee is the only four-time recipient of our Opal Goolsby Outstanding Teaching Award. So Mark, you've got 3 more times, or 4 more to beat him. In the spring, we welcomed him as a special inductee to our Golden Circle, a ceremony that celebrates 50 years since graduation, and in Dr. Brownlee's case, 50 years of service to the university. Dr. Brownlee, we welcome you to the PAC as an honorary alumnus and applaud the many lives of alumni you've touched and helped to equip them with the knowledge they needed for their careers. Let's watch the video.
In thinking about Dr. Brownlee as part of valued the students, he had a wonderful but somewhat dry sense of humor, never was loud or a disciplinarian. He taught by example.
One of my favorite HBU memories would be when we built this science building. I'd been here like 3 years, and there were only the Quadrangle, the Atwood 1 building were the only academic buildings we had. So the science building was so exciting, and I lived just across the street from the school at the time, and I'd come over here every day after school was out and walk around the building and look at the building and watch them build it. And the fact that we're getting to build another science building probably within the next year, I hope that's just as exciting.
His relationship with the students at that time really provided a background for being able to continue a relationship for the future, which I've maintained over the years. I've seen him at a number of events for HCU in the interim, and he has always been very warm and friendly.
I have had many students that I have seen over the years that were, former students of mine. I've run into students in airports like in Miami, even Amsterdam. I've run into students on the streets in New York City, all over the city of Houston. I actually ran into a former student on a ski slope in Utah one time.
So when I think about the top contributions that Dr. Brownlee made to HCU, I have to reflect on what he did in my own life, which is emblematic of what he meant to all the students.
And what do we think Chondro class do? Things I'm most proud of while I've been here HCU is mainly two things I'll talk about. One is when I was chairman from 1990 until 2007, and during those years I hired several faculty members, and I think I really did a good job of picking the right people. One of them is actually the department chair now in biology. And when I first became chair, we really revamped our major quite a bit, kind of brought it up to date into a more modern curriculum and made a lot of changes. And that has carried on after I stopped being chairman in 2007.
So if I had to think about something that was unique about Dr. Brownlee, it would have to be his seriousness as a professor, the toughness of his exams, however, the fairness of his approach to the students, and his very even-keeled personality. And he was a great listener to the students. He would never cut you off. He would always let you finish a question, and sometimes pause a little bit to make sure he gave an answer that was suitable to what your question actually was meant to be. Always had plenty of time for the students, and that was unique. That was a unique aspect of him in terms of all the professors I've come across, in my whole career, academic career for that matter. He was really an outstanding example of that. Well, Avin, I would like to say on behalf of the Alumni Association, to me personally, I would like to congratulate you on receiving this prestigious Hallmark Award. Well deserved.
So our newest alumni award is the Emerging Leader Award, and it's given to honor an undergraduate alumnus of 10 or fewer years who's had early career success. They also recognize the importance of their education at HCU and demonstrates interest in and loyalty to HCU. Unfortunately, our 2024 recipient, Brody from the class of 2018, could not be with us today. After you hear a bit about him, you'll understand why. He works in the Capitol at DC, and there might have been this little thing called an election on Tuesday that created a roadblock. But while he's been in DC, he's risen through the ranks, working for senators and representatives. He started as a staff assistant, and now in his current role, he works for the Honorable Ronnie Jackson of Texas. He leads the legislative team in developing policy, position, approves all press releases, floor speeches, social media. He's a busy guy. So let's hear a little bit about Bryan.
The qualities that I saw in Bryan that impressed me the most was just his ability to interact with anybody and everybody on whatever level he needed to in order to get the best out of that individual.
The phrase that always comes to mind for me is, the rising tide lifts all boats. Surrounding yourself with the right people that are faith-focused, that are hardworking, that are dedicated, that share your core values is important to do. But, I gave it my all when I was there, and I have really great memories of being at HCU and playing soccer there, and time spent with the guys and all that. And it really holds a special place in my heart and shaped me into who I am today. So
I think anytime you're in a program or a team, you have different people from all different walks of life and different cultures. And so he had the ability to really just bring everybody together in a way that I've never seen before.
Was fortunate to become a captain of the soccer team going into my junior year. I was part of the Student Government Association. I got to have engagements with senior leaders at the university and in the local Houston community. So getting to meet directly with professors and deans and school leadership, the president of the university, donors, alumni, things like that. When I worked for a member of Congress from Texas, and while members of Congress and senators try to be a million different places all at once, the reality is they can't do it. And so they rely on their staff to kind of help fill the holes in certain places and represent them to the best that we can.
He was not always the best at everything, but he worked unbelievably hard to become the best he could be at everything. And I think that speaks to and/or has allowed him to be as successful as he has at this point in his career, just because he has that work ethic that really is unmatched.
I mean, it's amazing. Sometimes I'm in meetings, either in this line of work or working for the previous, one of the two senators I worked for before this. You're almost sitting there and you're like, you kind of feel like a fish out of water. Like you're not supposed to be in the meeting, like you don't belong, but, obviously your boss trusts you. And so you get that opportunity to be there. And having that experience during my time at HCU really prepared me for that role of staffing a principal, staffing a member of Congress.
Congratulations to Bryan on the Emerging Leader Award recipient. I know you've just been married. I hope you and your wife are having a great honeymoon, and congratulations again.
Yeah, my wife, one of the best people I'll ever meet, that anyone will ever meet, brings a smile to your face and is just such a kind-hearted, sweet, loving person. And she pushes me and makes me want to be a better person each day. Yeah, she's special.
So this year we honor 2 alumni who are the epitome of servant leaders. As an alumni association, we are so proud to call them ours. They're 2 of my favorite people too. Our first recipient is Marsha Eckermann, who is the part of the 2nd graduating class from Houston Baptist College and one of our first inductees to the Golden Circle, celebrating the 50th anniversary of her graduation. Marsha was one of the HBC pioneer students that helped to establish groups and traditions that our students still enjoy today, such as the Triceans, which became Phi Mu, a Greek organization still on campus. Shortly after graduation, Marsha jumped in and got involved in the Alumni Association and hasn't stopped. She has served as the president of university organizations, including the Guild and the American Museum Society. She served on multiple committees: Alumni Auction, Class Reunion, the Dean's Development Council for the Linda Dunham School of Nursing. She is also a published author of Nana Camp, a grandmother's story of bringing grandchildren to Jesus, in which she mentions the university. Let's watch a video about Marsha.
Okay, well, let me tell you the first time I met Marsha. We were hearing a lot of noise in the courtyard. We go outside, and there are a group of girls going through what looked like drill team movements. And here was Marsha leading the group. I just cannot believe I will never be friends with somebody like that. So I had to eat my words.
Of course, I met my best friend here, and she is, to this day, 60-something years later, my best friend and the other grandmother to all 8 of my grandchildren.
Well, she has quite a volunteer resume. We had to create everything we wanted to do.
We started a sorority. We started a lot of things in 1964.
Anything she joins, and usually if I'm joining too, I'll say to her, well, you're going to be president. And she'll say, no, I'm not. Well, yeah, she is. I mean, that's just the kind of person she is. And people look to her, and she does a wonderful job.
But the fellowship of the Guild has been very special to me. On the year that I was vice president, I got to choose the speaker for the next year's Christmas luncheon. And the lady that I did so want to address was Francine Rivers, who is an author. I got in touch with her. She became Francine. I became Marsha. And she came. She came to our luncheon, and that was a special assignment for me.
Well, Marsha is a servant leader because she believes that God directs what she does.
I met some incredible people. I did not meet Billy Graham, but I was in the audience at that first convocation where he spoke.
Thank God for an institution that has purpose and meaning, and where there is a belief in God.
I would say to other graduates, it has been a rich, rich blessing to come back here to see how HCU has progressed and to meet new people of different generations. And I'm very honored when Candace called. I'm very honored that I would even be considered for this. And so to represent HCU still in another way is a blessing to me. So thank you very much.
Congratulations on being the 2024 Meritorious Service Alumni Award recipient.
Congratulations, Marsha. Love you. Our second recipient is Lijo Joseph. He received a BBA in 1999, and Lijo's passion for serving as an alumnus came from his amazing experience as a student. After graduation, he jumped in with both feet to giving of his time with service on committees and later on the Alumni Association Advisory Board, where he finished his 2 terms of service as the chair. He is a consistent presence at the Husky Social Hours and helps to make new alumni feel welcome. He's used his professional experience in HR to help Career and Calling and the McNair Center for Entrepreneurship and Free Enterprise, preparing students for interviews. Just last night, Lijo was among the first inductees into our Silver Circle, a special ceremony that celebrates 25 years since graduation. I can't wait to see what he does in the next 25 years before he joins the Golden Circle like Marsha.
Okay, Lijo is definitely perfect for this award. Everybody likes Lijo. His personality is larger than life. He loves people and wants to help them out every chance he gets. When we were here, he's always been servant-minded. He was high up in his fraternity. They were doing service all the time, and he absolutely loves HCU. In fact, I think he bleeds blue and orange.
I'm extra proud of where we came from. The legacy that this university is built on is truly amazing. Took my kids to Disney World a couple of years ago, and I think every single day I wore some type of HBU HCU shirt, and no lie, about 5 or 6 times I've had somebody walk up to me and say, "I know that university," and it was with a smile on their face.
He decided to come to football games because he was huge into HCU. Every post he had something to do with HCU. Then we ran into Candace, and we decided to get on the Alumni Association board.
When I sat with these folks and sat with this special group, this advisory board, it reminded me of a lot of the sweetness that was there. It reminded me of the joy that I had. It reminded me of what campus really meant, to be on campus and to be a part of the university. And that's different. That's just a different type of energy, and as the kids say, a vibe. That one of my key memories that I really loved was being able to be a mascot on campus. It was so much fun. But what I'd say to HCU alumni, when we were on campus, we had an opportunity to contribute and to build to this culture. And this culture fed into us, it built us. This next phase is giving that back. This next phase of where we are and where you are as alum is to be able to come back and contribute to that culture. And that is the most exciting part about this.
Lijo talks about HCU all the time with whoever will listen to him. 3 or 4 of us on the Alumni Association board talking, and the waitress came up, started talking to us, and Lijo went straight off into talking about HCU, and if she ever thought of going to college, that's where she needed to go. And then everybody around us started talking to us about HCU, and he kept plugging it and talking about it. On behalf of the Alumni Association Advisory Board, Lijo, congratulations on receiving this year's award.
So firstly, this award means so much to me. It's a huge honor, especially when I got the call about it. I don't think the smile came off my face since I heard. I've had the opportunity to serve on the advisory board for them, and I remember going through the process and thinking through every single person we put to the standard of this, and they were all exemplary. They were all incredible alum that really cared about their school and cared about each other. That to me means so much to be able to be considered and actually a part of this legacy.
Our final award today is our Distinguished Alumnus Award. Rick Redding is the 2024 Houston Christian University Distinguished Alumnus Award recipient. Currently, he is a CEO of the Index Industry Association and was the first to hold that title when it was founded in 2012. No stranger to new roles prior to the Index Industry Association, he was the first to be named as Managing Director and Head of Products and Services at the CME Group. He led all the CME product managers globally and was charged with marketing interest rate, foreign currency, stock index, commodities, weather, and real estate futures. Did you know that there were weather futures? I had no idea. And option products. Rick also had a planning role related to CME's group's ownership stakes in Dow Jones indexes. Additionally, Rick has stayed connected to the university, serving on the board for the Archie W. Dunham School of Business and the Center for Christianity and Business.
I have known Rick Redding for 40 years. We met at Second Baptist Church, and actually my wife and I were there when he met his wife Susan, and I could see at that moment that there was something there. They are quiet servants of the Lord. They give generously to so many important causes, and they never really talk about them. I have the privilege of working with him to execute on his philanthropic vision for the university, and he chooses something that he feels is important, like with his consistent and generous giving to the Center for Christianity and Business, and then he just keeps doing it. But not only does he give his treasure, he also gives his wisdom and his discernment to the leadership of the Center for Christianity and Business. By the way, he serves on their advisory board. HCU has been blessed through the years with incredible alums that have gone off and impacted the world for Christ and for humanity. And I would say that Rick Redding is one of those alum.
And I actually came to HCU on a tennis scholarship, and really, really fun times when I was at HCU. I think I would also encourage everyone to get involved with the Alumni Association once they get out, because that will actually help your career. It will help you stay connected to the community. One of the things I like to tell students when I come onto campus is think about some of those skills that you're developing in those classes. You may be going to class begrudgingly, but it's a lot of those things that will really help you in your career as you advance in it. I had the fortune of working in finance and starting some products that used to be traded in an old-fashioned pit environment that became electronic, and taking that experience to completely change the way capital markets trade globally was actually a really fun experience. Another example is what I'm doing today. I'm the CEO of something called the Index Industry Association that literally didn't exist when I came into the role. And it's been 12 years, and it's really been fun to to see it to fruition. It's you in the early days you do everything. You're the CEO, you're the janitor, you're the marketing person, you're everything. I'm really proud of HCU because it's a unique university. It's a Christian-based university in a large city that's still true to the gospel, and I think there's very few of those left in the world. And I'm really proud that after all these years, many universities have drifted away from their foundings, and HCU has become,
constantly goes back to its core message of educating Christian leaders.
I'm so proud and thankful to call him my friend and to see him receive this award. It's well deserved. Congratulations, Rick.
Let's give all of our award recipients one more round of applause. So before I welcome our super spirited HCU cheer team to get us pepped up for the game and our multi-talented Alumni Advisory Board Chair to lead us in singing of our alma mater, Hail the Orange and Blue, I'd like to mention a couple additional things. One, remember the pop-up market over in the Hinton Center is there until 1:30, and you support alumni and student businesses when you do a little shopping. And they had the best snickerdoodle cookies over there, if you didn't have your cupcake. The second thing is the gates open at 1 o'clock, so you have 9 minutes for the football game. Part of your registration today was a ticket to the game, so kickoff is at 2 o'clock. And if you wore your HBC, HBU, HCU ring today, you can be part of our ring roundup. So please be sure by like 1:15, 1:20 that you're by the giant inflatable ring by the front entrance. And we're gonna do a big dogs up out there on the field. So you won't wanna miss that. All right, cheer team, y'all ready?
All right, good. Fantastic. Thank you so much, cheer team. Before we sing our alma mater together, just one housekeeping item. If you happen to be parked in this parking lot right behind me and you don't have a parking pass, if you would kindly move your car to lot 5 over here or to the one over here for all of our football players, visiting guests. If you don't want to move your car, you can pay a student or me $20 to move your car for you. You may or may not get your car back, but please move your car before we start our festivities. Why don't you stand as we sing our alma mater together? There we go. In the great state of Texas, Houston, USA, stands our noble alma mater, Christ saying, I am the way. In our search for knowledge, tempered with thy love, seeking our place of service with wisdom from above. Give us courage, strength, and faith to face a world filled with fear. Ever onward to the challenge, knowing thou art near. Dogs up. God bless our school, keep her safe and true. God bless our alma mater, hail the orange and blue. All right, thank you guys for being here today.